Hey, Scorpio. So, are you familiar with the fact that when people go to sleep, that's the time of day when their body repairs itself? It's like that's when skin regenerates, that's when our cells turn over. Our body is always, doing what it needs to do to repair us, but when we are sleeping, it's kind of like the conscious mind gets out of the way and the body just knows how to do what it's doing. It's not distracted by anything else. So the body's like, oh, let's just knit all these muscles back together. Let's improve, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Spirit was saying that to me as soon as I dropped into your energy to say that, like, you don't need to run around and do more. You actually want to rest, reflect. Those same things that are true when we're sleeping hold true when we are in deep meditation. I mean, you can go look at the data. What happens when people meditate consistently? It's like it slows and reverses aging. It repairs the body faster. It has all kinds of like myriad amazing benefits. Now, I'm not telling you, Scorpio, that you need to take up a hardcore meditation habit, even though that would do you great good. I'm telling you that even doing that, when you're in a moment of anxiety or stress or where you're going really fast or you're trying to work things out in your brain or figure things out, taking a moment to literally just have a really deep breath and kind of like connect with your heartbeat, bring it down. Spirit is saying something else now, and we're going to get into some cards. Also, hi, I'm Madeline, if we haven't met before. Glad to have you here, Scorpio. We're going to pull some cards. And get into the story of your month and see how you are showing up as the protagonist in that story. Okay, you're going to get into it. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. We want to look at the month of June for Scorpio. The month of June, Spirit. Want to know what kind of themes and energies are showing up for Scorpio people, Scorpio sun, Scorpio moon, Scorpio rising, and Scorpio dominant folks, Spirit. What's showing up for them in the month of June? What do they need to know for their highest good, Spirit? We want to know the truth of any elements of their recent past as they pertain to the present and the unfolding future for Scorpio people. We want to know, Spirit, what advice you want to give Scorpio in the month of June. What helps them to step into the future that is most abundant, secure, peaceful, easeful, joyful, and satisfying, Spirit? All Scorpios are looking for that deep fulfillment. How can we help them embody that? Okay. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Hey. Wow. Goodness. Well, that's very Scorpionic. All right, let's go. The floodgates want to open. That's what Spirit is saying. Plain and simple. Like, okay, the floodgates want to open. I want to pull one more. Bear with me here, Scorpio. I'm going to put your cards right up there so you're going to be able to see what I'm talking about. Spirit, can you please expand on this advice just a little bit more for Scorpio? Yeah. Okay. Well, things heal when we rest, when we detach, when we let go, when we stop focusing on them for a minute. Have you ever looked at magic eye illustrations, Scorpio? Those ones where it's like, oh, here's a pattern of a bunch of roses. And, as I pull away from the picture of what just appears to be a bunch of roses, a heart jumps out in 3D. That's what Spirit is showing me in my mind as I look at your reading. The deeper meaning will reveal itself. And there's, when one of the tricks of that magic eye thing is to kind of relax your vision and to stop looking for the heart or for whatever, the sailboat, whatever the image is. When we do that, we can't engage the magic eye. That's what Spirit is saying. I love talking to Spirit. We can't engage the magic eye when we're using what our eyes are built for, which are frankly predator eyes. You know, animals like, if you think about horses, if you think about fish, if you think about antelopes and things in nature that are more like prey, you'll notice that they have those peripheral on the sides of their head vision because they got to be able to keep an eye on what's going on out here. Now, when you look at predator animals, lions, you know, cats and human beings and things, wolves, our eyes are in the front of our head because we have to focus and we have to find stuff. And, you know, when you're a person who is trying to see auras, for example, you get into using your peripheral vision, an unused part of your eye, because we're trained to look here. We're trained to only look at what's right in front of us. It goes with what Spirit was saying before about when we go to sleep, things are able to repair themselves. Things are able to kind of integrate, you know, just the same as when we go to sleep and our memories integrate and solidify, or things that we learn integrate and solidify. You don't need to look too hard, Scorpio. You have the Magician sitting in the past. Fantastic card. Spirit says you have already submitted your manifestation for approval. Okay? Like signing the papers and sending them in to buy a house. It's like the house is yours. Now you just need to wait, right? Okay? Or like receiving an invitation, RSVPing, and then sending it out. Okay? You don't need to do more. You have all the elements that you need. They're all already in play. Your persona card for this month, beautiful match for that Magician energy, is the Knight of Wands. Now, the Knight of Wands is exuberant, passionate. They're in motion. They are in transition. That's why they are a rider, right? That's why they're on the back of something going somewhere. That's funny. I didn't think about the predator eyes thing, and then he's riding a lion, of course, in this version of the cards. Huh. Okay. Now, you are moving passionately. What I would say is just be sure that you're not wasting any motion. Okay? Like, the thing about the Knight of Wands is sometimes they can take off running in a direction because they get really excited and exuberant about something. And it's like, you could get excited, but we would prefer that you get insighted. Just jump to the future and look at that High Priestess. Talk about insight. The High Priestess knows that there is not a right time, but there is a ripe time to go forward and to do things. And that we can get ahead of ourselves. And the Knight of Wands can get ahead of themselves. Two of Wands is sitting in the present. Spirit is telling me between this Two of Wands and this number 2, the High Priestess, who is related to all the lower 2s, the minor arcana 2s, right? Crossroads, options. Things are still coalescing. Things are still coming into being. A floodgate wants to open. You might be thinking that you want it to happen now, or you want it to happen faster, or you want it to happen in this exact way. And Spirit is like, can you believe that there is something better and greater, and that perhaps the universe's source's imagination, you know, is wider than yours? Maybe just because, you know, you've gotten used to using your predator eyes, and so you can't see energy and auras when you're looking the way that you're looking. But if you would start to widen and soften your gaze, like the High Priestess does, you would start to notice things that seemed out of the ordinary, things you were never able to see before. And that means new information, which means new coalescing, which means new options, which means new futures. Your guidance is the Tower. Now, importantly, it's not the future, the Tower, or the present, the Tower. It's not things are falling apart. It's something about you wants to dissolve. Surprise, surprise, Scorpio wants to shed another skin. We're doing it all the time, right? Scorpio people are constantly growing, shedding skins, dynamiting and decimating aspects of their lives that are no longer befitting of their current evolution. I pulled a clarifier for that Tower card. This floodgate wants to open, and Spirit wants you to relax. Huh. I love talking to Spirit again. Okay, so this floodgate wants to open. Something in you wants to fall away and fall apart. The Hanged Man relaxes, takes in the new view, understands some things are out of our control. And the times that we go crazy is we start to try to make things that are not under our control be under our control. And that is just a waste of energy, waste of time, just a waste. Trust that you have a beautiful vision, you have a beautiful goal, and it's not going to turn out exactly that way because Source's imagination is bigger and wider. Are you open to that? Are you willing to let go, let God, as they say? Are you willing to sacrifice your idea of, no, this is how it's supposed to be, and say, this or better? Okay, Spirit, this or better. Fine. Okay, you guys want it a little different? You see something bigger for me? You see something truer for me? You see something more loving and coherent and satisfying for me? Okay. Okay, I'm open. Just that. Just that heart opening exercise, just that humble acceptance and invitation is enough to begin to shift things around you and inside of you. That's what Spirit is saying. So what are you willing to let go of? Okay, I thought it needs to be this person that is my soulmate, or it needs to be this job, or the path needs to look like this. Okay, fine. You're telling me I'm the magician. You're telling me that I'm supposed to just use whatever's handy rather than saying, well, what I need is this, or what it should be is this. Okay, fine. I will accept that. Okay. Then you tell me, Spirit, and you sit back like the high priestess. You relax like the hanged one. And you say, okay, I'm here to take it all in. And then I know that when the right time comes to move, the knot will slip loose of the hanged one. The high priestess will finally stand up from her throne, and everyone will be in a hush, because when the high priestess stands up, you know she's making real moves. Sitting in the position representing your hopes and fears, there is that flood that your floodgate of the tower is dropping to allow in. The whole landscape can change if you allow this love, this new era, into your life. It's going to look different than you thought, but the potential of it looking better, purer, more coherent, it has to do with you letting go of your conscious mind. Again, back to what Spirit said in the beginning of the reading, the healing. You got to think about the healing and the cohering that takes place when we sleep, simply because we're not wasting our time and energy with thinking. Or again, when we meditate, because we're allowing our unconscious mind to have its time and its run, and letting our conscious mind have a little nap. Seven of Pentacles, sitting in the key position. Ask yourself what you could prune this month. Seven of Pentacles reminds us that a plant does better when it's not, when we cultivate it just a little bit, when we assist it with a little bit of discernment. Maybe it's growing a little wild, and if we clipped off a couple of branches, its root system would be able to really strengthen and grow the remaining branches. So what could you prune? What could you drop? What isn't feeling like you anymore? And what can you be brave enough to let go of because it doesn't feel like you anymore? That is what's going to allow in healing, love, massive change. Your Spirit is saying a really interesting phrase, which is like your harmony with your vulnerability. Understanding that, like, your opinion of your vulnerability is the experience you will have from other people. So if you are uncomfortable with your vulnerability when you are trying to be an artist in public or be vulnerable in any way, what it will feel like from other people is judgment. But that's only because you judge yourself and your vulnerability. If you find yourself to be courageous in your realness or authenticity or vulnerability, then when other people question your authenticity or your vulnerability, you're going to know, no, this is coming from a real and a true place. So anything that any opinion someone might have is not going to shake me, because I know myself and I know why I'm doing what I'm doing, or why I'm not doing it yet, and I'm waiting to know with a capital K. Okay? How does that sit on you, Scorpio? How do you feel? Another transformation. I know that you can do it. Something wonderful is being poured into your life right now. And as you relax and open up your heart space, it's going to flood in and change everything. I hope that this is helpful for you. Be wonderfully brave and keep your heart open, Scorpio. I see you doing that. I hope this helps. And if I don't see you before then, Scorpio, then I hope I will see you in your mid-month checkpoint reading. Till then, blessings to you and yours, Scorpio. Bye.